If you're into cozy games, 2026 and 2027 are looking absolutely stacked for Switch and Switch 2. We're talking farming sims, life sims, monster tamers, a vampire, and even a serial killer. So grab a snack, settle in, and let's run through all 15. Cast and Chill, that super chill fishing game, comes Wylde and Chill, and they're taking things to land this time. You're out in the Canadian and Alaskan wilderness doing what people in those places actually do: hunting, fishing, trapping, foraging, crafting, and building yourself a cabin from the ground up. The whole vibe is you living completely off the grid, far from civilization, just you and the wild. You keep your belly full, your firewood dry, and the wolves away from camp. That's the loop. It's survival without the stress, which sounds like a weird thing to say, but honestly, that's exactly what this game is going for. You can play solo or bring up to 3 other people in online co-op, which is a nice touch. No release window has been announced yet, but it's confirmed for both Switch and Switch 2. And the first look trailer already has people hyped. Everbloom. The setup here is that the world has somehow lost all its flavors over time, and you, the new person in town, have to track down lost heirloom crops and recipes to bring taste back to the community. You farm, build, craft, fish, cook, and breed flowers by mixing seed colors to grow unique varieties. The animals in your farm actually have personalities that pass down to their offspring, so if you find a wild animal out in the world with a cool trait, you can breed it into your herd. The town itself is full of characters with their own stories and secrets, and you can befriend them, help them out, and even go on dates. Up to 4 players can play together in co-op, farming and building side by side. The world is handcrafted and includes forests, caves, a town, and hidden groves. Spring 2027 on Switch 2 and PC. Dragon Quest Monsters: The Withered World is the next entry in the long-running spin-off series, and it stars Bianca and Nira, 2 characters from Dragon Quest V, as young monster wranglers setting off on a brand new adventure. You explore the world, recruit monsters you find out there by battling them in turn-based combat, and then raise them up and customize their abilities to match your playstyle. But here's the thing that makes this series different from others in the genre: synthesis. You can combine 2 monsters together to create a brand new, stronger creature, sometimes one you've never seen before. The game uses a rotating world design similar to Animal Crossing, where the landscape rolls into view as you move forward. There are hundreds of monsters from across the whole Dragon Quest universe, and the team-building possibilities are pretty deep. It's dropping December 3rd, 2026 on Switch, Switch 2, PS5, Xbox, and PC. Go Town! You're the new mayor of a town that used to be a thriving tourist destination, and is now not. It's on you to bring it back. You zone areas, place buildings, set up subway systems, hire workers, stock your shops, automate delivery pipelines, and slowly turn this struggling place into something people actually want to visit and move to. The humor in this game is part of what makes it stand out. It doesn't take itself too seriously, and there's a certain chaos to managing everything that keeps it entertaining. As your town grows, you unlock more systems and more ways to expand, and it scales up pretty naturally from a little starter town to a full-on bustling city. You can also play in co-op, which adds a whole other layer to the management side of things. It's coming out July 16th, 2026 on both Switch and Switch 2, and it already has a strong following from its time in early access on PC. Moonlight Peaks is already out as of July 7th, 2026, and it's a vampire farming sim that leans hard into its own identity. You play as a young vampire child of Dracula himself, who's trying to escape the family reputation and build a new life in a supernatural community. Instead of regular crops, you're growing enchanted flowers and cursed plants that only thrive under moonlight. Your vampire abilities aren't just for show either. You can transform into a bat, brew potions, learn magic spells, and use dark magic to make farming more efficient. The town is home to 7 supernatural families: werewolves, witches, mermaids, and more, each with their own backstories and secrets. There are over 23 romance candidates, which is one of the biggest rosters in the genre. You also manage a stamina bar on top of a nightly time limit, so you're juggling 2 things before either the sun or exhaustion ends your session. Spyro: A Realm Beyond. The first brand new Spyro game in 21 years is coming, and Toys for Bob, the studio behind the Reignited trilogy, is building it around something they call true dragon flight. Not gliding, not limited flight levels, you can actually fly freely through the entire world whenever you want, soaring over landscapes, diving off landmarks, weaving between treetops. The story puts Spyro in a mysterious realm he's never been before, and while trying to find a way home, he runs into an invading force called the Scavs. He ends up having to make new allies and fight to protect this new realm. It still has that classic explore and collect Spyro DNA, just built around bigger, freer movement than the series has ever had before. It's coming to Switch 2, PS5, Xbox, and PC in spring 2027 with Day 1 Game Pass support. A long time coming. Farming Camp. You play as Alessandra, a teenager who's entered the Evertree Farming Camp competition to win the title of Best Farmer in the camp. You're not working alone. You've got 2 other young farmers on your team, each with their own personality, and you assign chores, manage their tasks, and build friendships across the season. The daily structure gives you classes to attend, chores to complete, quests to do, and fun minigames like racing to eliminate pests, chopping wood, and cooking meals. The story goes deeper than just farming, though. It's a coming-of-age narrative about identity, friendship, and what it really means to earn something. The art is gorgeous, hand-drawn 2D pixel style, and the whole thing runs about 15 to 20 hours. A Steam playtest is running through August 2026, and the full release is coming to Switch later in 2026. Moss: The Forgotten Relic is a reimagined version that combines the stories of both Moss and Moss Book 2 into one complete non-VR adventure. You guide Quill, a tiny but very determined mouse, through a mythic land that was once a powerful kingdom, now fallen and slowly being reclaimed by nature. The gameplay is a mix of platforming and environmental puzzle solving. You're navigating Quill through diorama-style levels, solving puzzles woven into the landscape and discovering secrets off the beaten path. The tone is warm and storybook-like. It feels like you're literally inside a living fairy tale. For players who want a lighter experience, you can skip combat entirely, which makes it a great pick for younger players too. It lands July 16th, 2026 on Switch, Switch 2, PS5, Xbox, and PC. Village in the Shade. It's a hand-painted farming sim set in Kagatsu, a quiet mountain village in the Japanese countryside. On the surface, it's exactly what you'd expect. Plant crops, raise livestock, fish, hunt, decorate your home, join festivals, watch cherry blossoms with your neighbors. But here's the thing. The game was made by the same team behind the horror series Yomawari, and that shadow creeps in. The village has rules. Don't talk to strangers, don't leave the village, and whatever you do, don't go out at night. You can choose to live peacefully and ignore the mysteries entirely. There's actually a peaceful life mode where nothing scary happens, and the devs say that mode alone offers over 100 hours of gameplay. Or you can dig into the truth about Kagatsu. That choice is yours. Coming fall 2026 to Switch, Switch 2, PS5, and PC. Japanese release hits July 30th, 2026. One Piece. Grand Gourmet is a restaurant management sim developed by Kairosoft, the legendary studio behind Game Dev Story and Mega Mall Story, and it is exactly as fun as that pairing sounds. You join the Straw Hat crew aboard the Baratier No. 2, their new floating restaurant, and your job is to build it into the greatest dining spot on the seas. You collect ingredients, work with Sanji to develop recipes, design and customize your restaurant's interior, and serve a roster of over 400 One Piece characters, all rendered in pixel art for the first time. Some characters become regulars, some become staff, and each one brings something different. There are also dishes inspired by devil fruits, which sounds exactly as chaotic as it should. It's charming, it's deep enough for sim fans, and it's accessible for people who just love the series. Out October 23rd, 2026 at $20 on PC, Switch, Switch 2, and mobile. Wylde Society. From Studio Drydock, the team behind Wild Flowers, comes their next game, Wylde Society. This is a period drama sim set in Fairhaven at the turn of the 20th century, and you step into the role of Vivian Wylde, a witch, a socialite, and the host of a magical boarding house. You build and run the boarding house, invite new tenants, choose who to keep around each season, and host elaborate events like tea parties, feasts, weddings, and full-blown balls. You practice witchcraft with your coven, invent new rituals, read tarot, and use your influence to shape the drama and gossip of the whole island. Player choices affect relationships, reputations, and the direction the story goes. You can be a matchmaker, you can break hearts, you can quietly pull strings behind the scenes. It's Bridgerton energy meets the magical warmth of Wild Flowers, and the first look trailer already turned a lot of heads. Froggy Brews is a 2D, hand-drawn, cozy narrative adventure from Malaysia-based Komodo Range Studio, and it's one of the most quietly emotional games on this list. You play as Froggy, a tea maker who returns to Bloomville, your old neighborhood, and discovers that a lot has changed while you were gone. The tea itself is the mechanic and the metaphor. You forage for ingredients across colorful biomes, brew unique blends matched to each villager's personality and taste, and through every cup, you start uncovering the stories people have been hiding. There are friendships that fell apart, things people buried, cracks running through the community. Your job is to hold it together one brew at a time. Certain tea blends also reveal fragments of Froggy's own past, which layers in a personal story alongside the community one. The Witch's Bakery is a cozy adventure RPG from Sunny Lab set in modern-day Paris, and the main character, Loon, has a gift that makes the game stand out. She can literally see into people's hearts and heal their emotions through magic baked goods. Each day runs in 3 phases. Daytime, you manage the bakery and serve customers with your crew of friends. Evening, you explore Paris, visit different districts, build relationships, and step inside the troubled hearts of the people closest to you. Nighttime, you rest, upgrade your magic, and decorate your atelier. The city itself is beautifully illustrated, and as you explore, you uncover hidden supernatural locations throughout Paris. Progression comes through earning experience, money, and fame while meeting new characters and helping them through emotional struggles with enchanted pastries. Out August 20th, 2026 on Switch, Switch 2, PS5, Xbox, and PC. Cozy Grove: Camp Spirit is the sequel to Cozy Grove, which was beloved on Switch when it launched. If you played the first one, you know the formula. You're a spirit scout on a haunted island, helping ghostly bears find peace by uncovering their stories and completing quests. Camp Spirit brings that same energy, but with a fresh cast of characters, new animal companions you can actually pet and interact with, a new setting, and more ways to build and decorate your campsite. The premise this time is that your bus crashed and you're stranded alone on this island. Your goal is to meet and befriend the spirit bears here, slowly repair your bus, and hopefully find your lost scout troop. You drop in daily, craft, fish, cook, and run quests, with a Switch 2 version running at 4K docked and 1080p handheld. It's genuinely one of the most feel-good games coming this summer. Out July 15th, 2026 on Switch, Switch 2, PS5, Xbox, and PC. Grave Seasons looks like a perfectly normal pixel art farming sim. You escape from jail, landed in a small town called Ashen Ridge, and you're starting fresh. Grow crops, fish, mine, sell your goods, make friends, maybe fall in love. Classic stuff. But Blumhouse Games is the publisher here. Yes, the horror film studio. And the twist is right there in the name. Someone in Ashen Ridge is a supernatural serial killer, and murders start happening around you. The whole town and every relationship in it react to what you do and don't do. You can investigate, build trust with townsfolk, try to prevent murders if you're paying close enough attention, and pick up a crowbar alongside your farming tools. Here's the part that really got people talking. You can romance the killer. You don't have to, but you can. Every choice shapes how the story plays out, and there's no single right approach. The developers want you to experiment and see what happens. Out August 14th, 2026. Drop a comment and let me know which one you're most hyped for. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the reviews when these start hitting.